Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft. We are hanging out in our lovely greenhouse, just checking in on honey levels, and I thought, man, what a lovely spot to start an episode. So, I actually do have our blue nether vines. I need to put those in here at some point. So, wanted to check in on how our bees are doing. And just from us being loaded in the area, we've got quite a bit of honey and honeycomb here. So let's see how the... Ah, I may have a zombie in here. Interesting. I also may have broken my paths up through here. Anyways, I'll come look at this later. No rush. I'll just make sure that the dispensers are full of bottles and that none of the shears have broke, and seems to be working fine. But what we are getting up to today is actually a lot more interesting. So, between episodes, I did a little bit of prep work. I'll go ahead and play that clip now, and I will meet you where we're going to be working today. Alright, well, you guys saw that. We got this whole area cleared out between episodes. I didn't need to go super wide with it, though I might tear out a little bit of this just to have it be a little bit cleaner of a circle space here. It kind of juts out. I might take this back to about where those trees are at some point in the future. But our AFK point is going to be, well, pseudo AFK. We'll get into that in a minute, but basically 100 blocks up, so that the only spaces anything should legally be able to spawn are either going to be unspawnable due to torches or lanterns, unspawnable due to water, or the witch hut. That's generally the goal. And we're not going to do an auto farm here because we'll pseudo auto. Basically, every layer of this is kind of where the layers need to be. I've marked this so that I could tear out the hut itself. Every layer is going to have water flushers running along the backside just outside the farm here, is going to flush down into a channel here, which is then going to shoot them up through a bubble vader. They're going to go about 25-ish blocks up to above where we're going to be at, and then they're going to drop down to where we're at in a tube. In that tube, we're going to have a open-close system where if it is in the manual state, we're going to have a push button that's going to retract a piston that's going to drop them down into too tall water with a magma block at the bottom. That means that we will be able to get water-breathing potions, fire resist potions, and instant health potions out of this farm, because they have to be holding them for us to get those. And then if we want it to just be fully automatic, we switch it, it retracts the water, it retracts the top piston, and they just take enough fall damage to die, and their stuff gets collected. So, both will be an option on this. So yeah, without any further ado, I guess we'll get into the build on this thing. Alright, guys. Well, with that, we have a technically functional witch farm. But I haven't built any of the sorting system or optional stuff down here right now. They are just automatically dying there. I need to put a hopper beneath this block and a hopper minecart inside this block. And then I'm going to use copper golems to sort. And then I'll have an auto crafter to turn redstone into blocks, but technically functional. Which comes across, and splat. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little pusher that replaces... Actually, I may be able to even do it simpler than that. Hold on. Because if I was to just swap this for a magma block, they're going to die either way. But if I put my dispensers facing in here and just turn on the water, specifically when I want the system running, yeah, that's going to be the smarter, easier way to do this. And then I can get my potions out of the system too. So, need to continue expanding my little platform down here. But just a few more minutes, and I think we will have a functional system in place here. So, I'll do some of that stuff off camera. I'll bring you guys back in once I've got a little more something to show. Alright, guys, we have this thing fully operational. At some point, I'll need to add some extended storage and the crafters, but honestly, at this point, just having infinite redstone through a witch farm is good enough for me. These guys keep getting stuck on each other. I may just go down to one of these guys in here and, yeah. Sorry, buddy. Had to happen. Anyways. Yeah, these guys cramming into each other is pretty much the only issue I've been having with this thing, so consider it a problem solved. Plus, this thing is, gonna fill up. We get potions out of it. When we activate this, it toggles that piston on, activates our water. So our witches will land up there and survive, and we can press this piston, or this button, to retract the piston temporarily to bring them down into the killing chamber, kill them with looting. That gets us experience, fixes our stuff, but also it gets us the chance to get the potion drops. Because they're standing on a magma block, they'll drink fire resistance. Because they're underwater, they'll drink water breathing. And because they're being hurt, they'll drink potions of healing. So if they have a potion in hand when we hit them, we can get potion drops out of this, which was something that I really wanted out of our witch farm. So, bubble column will shoot them all the way to the top, and then fall damage will do most of the remaining work. A little bit of back scaffolding here just from when I was working on it, trying to make everything make sense. I'll do a little bit of cleanup here at some point, and like I said, do some mass storage underneath, build another layer down, and... Oop, here comes our first contestant. There's one, and... two. So they do take fall damage, and they're already under the effects of water breathing, so if I want this to be kind of the maximum efficiency and be able to get those, I do have to let them sit for a few minutes, but... basically, I can just wait to the point of entity cramming, and then at least some of them will have had that wear off. This is going to get very loud if I do that right now, though, so I'll just take care of these guys real quick. And there we go, and we got... Let's see what else we got from this. Obviously, redstone, gunpowder, glow dust, and sugar, the regular array of dusts that you get out of witches. But He can't get into the chest because I'm looking into it, which means we get a little peace and quiet for a minute. I might actually grab the data pack that just reduces chest noise. Oh, we didn't get any potions. What a shame. But I will be spending some time here while I'm doing other things over the next week and try and build up a little bit of a potion reserve, because at the moment the only thing in here is our filter potion, which is a fire resist, because I happen to already have it on hand. But we want to get all of the potions we can out of this thing. We want to be able to use it as a potion farm, as a redstone farm, and, you know, get the maximum efficiency from it. At the very least, that'll justify it being such a large eyesore, because this is not pretty, and there's not really any way to make it pretty. We're just not gonna really spend much time out here. I did light up a little bit of the land around here. I noticed I was getting some mob spawns. At some point, I will also come out and just push back the land a little bit further until we reach a point where we have no spawns happening. But I would say, all things considered, for being a single witch hut farm, we're doing pretty good. So I'm going to, like I said, spend a little bit of time here between episodes and get what I can out of it, and then we'll start getting geared towards some of the bigger project ideas I've got. So I think with that, guys, I'm about out of time. Thanks so much for coming along on the adventure. If you like what I'm doing, you can always subscribe and hit the notification bell to see whenever I upload. Videos come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!